Hi, I'm Neil and thank you very much for joining me today for a review of Faraway. This is a 2 to 6 player card drafting tableau game which plays in about, it says 25 minutes on the box, probably a bit quicker than that, and I've really been enjoying it. So I wanted to do a quick review to give you an idea as to how to play, what I think of the game overall. So I'll take it down to the table, show you how it plays, quick chat about the components and the rules, and then I'll bring you back up to give my final thoughts. Okay, cheers! Okay, so this is Faraway, and it's a 3-player game that I've dealt out here. So at the beginning of the game, each player's dealt 3 cards, each face down. You'll have the rest of the stack here, and from that stack, one more card than there are players will be put into the drafting section. These cards are shuffled and left up here. I'll explain what they do in a minute. So before we go through a turn and then show you how the game plays, let me show you some of the cards and give you an idea as to what we're looking at on each card. So you've got relevant information here. You've got the colour of the card. So this one's red, blue, green. You've also got daytime and nighttime. So this one here, you've got the sun up, that's daytime, that's nighttime. You've got the number, that's very important. We'll deal with that in a minute, but they're all unique numbers, as you'll see. You've got some symbols up here, once again, incredibly important. Then, down the bottom is you've got how you score this card, but these are the requirements for scoring this card. So that's pretty much all the information. Oh, these are maps which are relevant to the other smaller cards, which I'll go through in a minute. But that's the important information. When you're looking at your cards, you need to decide you're only going to play 8 cards in this game. It is super tight, super quick, but also super fun. So you cannot just play cards willy-nilly and hope that it all works out in the end. I mean, sometimes it does, but the best players are often the players who manage to plan and strategize the best way. So at the very beginning of the game, there's no start player. Everyone's going to choose one card and you're going to play it face down on the table. So let's all just choose a card for all these players. And then at the same time, everyone will reveal their cards. This player played the number 4. They are the first player for the drafting now. So what they're going to do is they're going to take this card and it has to go here. This is now the start of their 8 cards. They are then have the option of taking one of these cards first. They want to go for this one. Second player was this player, so this now goes permanently there. That takes that. And then the third player was this one and they take that one. So that is an entirety of the first go. From the second go onwards, if you play a number that is higher than your previously played number, so for example here, you also get to take one of these cards. If you have any maps, you get to take 1 extra card for each map, and then out of the 2, choose one to play. Now these have got similar colours, symbols, some of them have scoring conditions on them. These are really handy. You're going to want to get quite a lot of these in the game. But as you can see, by placing higher numbers, the higher the number, the more the requirements. So if you start off at the low number 1 as your first card and work your way slowly up, yeah, you're going to get absolutely loads and loads of these. Oh, look, the sun's come out. Hey. You're going to get absolutely loads and loads of these. But what you're not going to be able to do is score. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this game to the completion. I will have 8 cards here in front of me and then I'll show you how the game scores. Okay, so this is my game completed. I've played all 8 cards. This is card number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now normally you'd have them in a long straight line, but for the purpose of just doing this video, I've just done it 1 to 8 there. I managed 4 times during the game to place a card with a higher number than the lower number. That's why I have these 4 here in front of me. So you'd think, oh great, okay, let's just score this. Well, actually no, what you do is you turn over all of the cards. These are big main cards, apart from the very last one. You then, starting from here, you will look to see, as this stands at the moment, this is what's so genius about the game, because you play from this way onwards and then you score from this way. So you look at this card, this number 56 here. It has a requirement of 2 of these and 1 of these. So let me just show you. 2 and 1. Luckily, we've got 2 and 1, so we will score this, which will give us 4 points for each blue card and in our tableau, and that includes these. So that's 8 points for that card. Fantastic. Now this one requires 3 of this symbol, which we do not have, so this card will score us 0 points. This one requires 1 of these, and it will score us 2 points per knight. But as you'll see, we have no knight, so that scores us no points. This one requires 2 of those, which we have done, 1, 2, and we score 3 points per that. And you keep on going. So as you reveal one, you will more than likely be able to fulfill the requirements that you have earlier on in the game. So this one, the big requirements here, is worth 18 points. It's a great card. 2 of those and 2 of those. 1, 2, 1, 2. We've done it. 18 points. Fantastic. And then until you get right to the end, where you score the final one. So that's how you play the game. It's very, very, very simple, but yet somehow mind-bending, addictive, really, really good fun. Oh, look, the sun's come out again. Fantastic. So yeah, that is how to play Faraway. Okay, so let's talk about the rulebook and the components. The rulebook is absolutely fantastic. I had absolutely no problems whatsoever learning the game from the rulebook and then teaching it to other people. It also has a really handy little reminder, 1 page, which I'll be honest with you, I never went back to, so that's absolutely fine. The cards are of really, really good quality. The artwork is absolutely fantastic. It's really gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Once again, the quality and the artwork on these smaller Sanctuary, I think they're called, cards is brilliant again. Yeah, all in all, great little package, wonderful box, loads of scoring sheets, absolutely tons of them. It's fantastic. I mean, I also picked up my copy at Aircon, so I got these lovely bonus little characters that you can use, but you don't actually need them, but they are lovely to have. So yeah, overall, rulebook and components for this game are fantastic. So I'll take it back up top, give you my final thoughts. Okay, so I hope that look at Faraway, the how to play and the rules and components, give you a really good feel for the game. And you may have noticed that this is a super, super tight game. Specifically, you're only playing 8 cards and it's very quick. And it's over before you know it because, oh my God, all of your great plans, they fell at the wayside. But let me quickly talk about who I think this game is for. It says 2 to 6 players on the box. I've played all player counts. I wish there was a solo variant. I'm going to muck around with some solo variants myself because effectively the player interaction is just in the draft. So if I can set up a basic card drafting solo mode, then this game is absolutely fine to play solo because really what you're doing is you're playing against yourself and against you're trying to get the best score you possibly can. So I would say this game is really, really simple to teach. But that first couple of plays where people then turn over their cards after they've played their 8 and then start scoring it backwards, it's mind-blowing. So it's weird. It's like a family weight game that is definitely not for young families and stuff like that. So it's more like a gamer's game, but for everybody. So it's got a really broad appeal. I would say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Great, the more the merrier. It doesn't matter. I mean, obviously at 6, there's a bit of downtime and you're definitely not going to get what you want because you're not always going to play the lowest number. You don't always want to play the lowest number. There's a little bit of downtime as people are drafting, but not a lot. I'll be honest with you, it's not a lot at all. In terms of value for money, this is fantastic. I got this quite cheaply at Aircon this year. And it came with those little promo people, which was great. And I've played it so many times that it's way beyond value for money ideas now. It's very, very, very good value for money. If you see this, I would say this is bordering on an essential purchase. Now, the reason why I say it's not an essential is some people I've taught it to find it very unintuitive, and I understand that. I think once you play it a few times, it clicks, and when it clicks, oh, does it sing? Absolutely fantastic. And because it's so quick, if you have a bad game, if your plans just don't come to fruition, just shuffle up and start again. And that's what we found we do. We play it 2 or 3 times in a row. I wouldn't play it when I was tired, because the brain scratchy feeling the game gives you is definitely not one to play when you're tired or under the weather. But it's definitely a game for when you're really up for something really meaty, but just in 20 minutes. It's super addictive. The artwork and the production generally is absolutely fantastic. It's lovely. The artwork certainly attracts people. The artist is Maxime Morin, and the art, when they look at it, they're like, wow, that's really great. And then that entices people into the game, which is brilliant, which is what great art on good games should do. Touching back on the player interaction, it's just a drafting game. Your only interaction is, oh, they took the card that I want. So in terms of really staring at what other people are doing and all that, there's not enough turns. There's not enough goes to worry too much about what other people are taking. There's no hate drafting in this game, because you're just hurting yourself at the same time. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're playing a 2-player game, you can keep an eye on each other, and there's only a choice of 3 cards. And if it doesn't matter which one of the cards you take, you may look at your opponents before you choose which card you want. But once again, it's so quick. You shuffle up and you go again. Scores can be punishing. If you have a bad game, you can get very few points. But on the reverse of that, if you have a fantastic game, whew, the scores fly. So I'm reaching the 90s now, which I'm super, super pleased about. Hit that a few times, where you're basically scoring every single card you take. All of your sanctuaries are doing well for you. So yeah, it's fantastic. I love this game. For me, it's an essential. For you, I would say definitely buy it if you see it, especially if you like this review and you like the how to play and you think, do you know what, that looks like my kind of game. If you get a chance to play it. Make sure you have a good teacher who doesn't just trounce you. They coach you through each turn and explain what's going to happen. But if you get a good teach, I think you will definitely want to play this game. So anyway, that is my review of Faraway. Not very much negative things to say about it there. I mean, obviously take the player interaction as you will. So many of my games I have, the player interaction is the draft, or maybe just the scoring objectives, but that's okay. Sometimes you just want a really great, thinky 20-minute game that at the end of it, you will feel, wow, that was fantastic. Let's go again. So that is my review of Faraway. As I said, I'm Neil from Board Game Happy, and I really, really appreciate you watching my reviews. If you enjoy them, that's great. Please leave any comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, cheers.